Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Let me get a number one if you can hear me. Until then, I'll say hello to a few of you. And wait, what is this here? Let's see. LB, thank you very much. LB, I hope that you didn't do this because of what happened the other day. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, LB. In all honesty, you didn't, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Let's see. Let's say hello to Linda Bob. How you doing? Colorado Pack Rat Prepper. I got it right this time. Republic 1776. You're ASR, right? I need to remember you as SR because if not, I'm going to forget. So welcome. Let's see. Yarn Preppers in the house. Ball Homestead. Michael Eversberg. JT, hello. How are you? Vilo. Evita JR, how are you doing, my friend? You know, I have to say hello to JR because if he's not sleeping, he's sitting right there next to Evita. Let me see. What part of the world is everyone reporting from? My first sunny Florida, me first. Evita is from sunny Florida, so she wants to know where you all else are from. You all are from as well. Don Quest, Pennsylvania, USA. Let's see. The Prepping Mantis, how are you doing? Good to see you. Keisha Wagner, is this better when I'm talking to you all? I set up my computer to where I'm facing the camera as I'm reading the comments. All right. Let's see. Sheila Wixon, all the way from Michigan. Sunset Gazing, how are you doing? What is this great news for Yarn Prepper? Yarn Prepper, are you a grandma again? Well, congratulations. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let me see. Ultra Mega Prepper, how are you doing? Happy Friday to you. Let's see who else is here. Melissa Dune. Svein Veit, how are you doing? All the way from Norway. Good to see you. 312 Chick. Troll, how are you doing? Linda Bop. Hey, Linda, you got 2 for 1 today. DT, how are you? Good to see you. Oh, here we go. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is Yarn Prepper's Instagram. I am. And she says here, I crochet and shell personalized name dollies. And I have one. And since we have a different setup, it's right there. Sorry, Yarn Prepper. I just don't know where to put it. But I wanted to make sure it was part of the live stream. So you can order any of these things from Yarn Prepper. Here's something else. Look. This is actually a little dish scrubber, but I use it as a for my cup, for my coffee or my drink. I put it on my desk, and I put my drink on top of it. So everything that she does is by hand too. So go check out her stuff and support her if you're looking for that kind of stuff. Let me see. Yeah, I actually didn't listen to Pinball, but I did read up on this. And ladies and gentlemen, who is surprised at this kind of news? Is anyone surprised anymore? You know, look at what happened in Ohio, in the town of Palestine, or Palestine, however you want to pronounce it. Look at what happened in Flint, Michigan with the water there. I know that this is kind of like different circumstances, where the water that for Maui was like withheld, or at least they're saying, right? Until it was too late to go ahead and get the fires out. I've also read some articles where they are claiming, I can't say that this is 100%, it's just a few articles that I've come across where they are claiming that those fires were started by people that purposefully started them so that they can have something to blame global warming or climate change on. All right. Or they can have something to blame on global warming or climate change, better said. So, you know, we live in a pretty wicked world, ladies and gentlemen. And let me go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes real quick of this live stream. And that is that it's not going to be the end of the world. I actually went and read through a few of my comments on previous videos here for a few minutes today. And I read one good one, and I read one where the guy called me an idiot. But I always get those more often than not. But the good one I read was the guy says something like, man, I can't believe that this is a prepper channel because you're not talking about the end of the world. Well, maybe he hasn't seen some of my other videos. But no, in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, we all know this. If we're grown adults, right, and we haven't been indoctrinated into the system by which they want to take us into, we all know it's not going to be the end of the world. You all know where I stand on this. It's that humans are very predictable, really, especially in the long term. Humans are predictable. You know, those people that analyze the stock market, all they're doing is they're analyzing human behavior, if you think about it. And some people would contend that and say, well, the stock market is traded about 90% by computers. But then you have to ask yourself that who is it that programs the computers, right? Because it is true. The stock market is mostly traded by algorithms that are programmed into a computer, right? And but it's humans that program those computers. So what we're going through here is a cycle, and the cycle will complete. And that's where the saying that, you know, I forget how it goes, but history doesn't repeat itself, but it quite often rhymes. I think that's how it goes. That's where that saying comes from, is that we are going to go through these cycles, right? And causation may not equal correlation. However, the same things that happened 100 years ago will happen again, because 80 to 100 years just happens to be about the lifespan of a human being on average, right? So these cycles, these human cycles, they repeat themselves over and over again. It just happens to be that it could be for different reasons every time or every other time, or however you may see it, right? So it's maybe for different reasons why we go to war, right? So we went to war in World War One. They say in the history books because of the death of some prince, I think it was. And when we go to our next world war, it'll probably be around the time that the cycle predicts that that we will go into another world war. However, it's not going to necessarily be because of the death of a prince or something like that, right? It could be something totally different, but we'll still go to war. It's just a cycle. It's human nature that we're experiencing. So it's not the end of the world. We enter into crises and we exit out of crises. And that, ladies and gentlemen, in my humble opinion, is what preparedness is for, to get you through those crises. Be it a short-term crisis, like having a solar generator, right, for a power outage, or be it a long-term crisis, like having a year worth of long-term food storage or food storage in your pantry. Which reminds me, I want to cover this right now before I forget. Today happens to be a payday prep Friday for nutrient survival. Now, those of you that may be here that don't know about nutrient survival, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it very quickly. Today's payday prep Friday for nutrient survival involves you being able to create your own six-pack pantry pack bundle, and they give you 15% off. So you get 15% off instead of the 10% off for the pantry bundle that you build yourself. And then in addition to that, in addition to that, you get to pick one of the free gifts that they have to give away, which is either a t-shirt from Nutrient Survival, a winter hoodie, a trucker's cap, or a pack of 3 patches. All right, so if you haven't checked out Nutrient Survival, ladies and gentlemen, go check them out and at least read their testimonials. Read the input and ratings that people put on their website. And you know how that is. For someone to actually get on the website and actually leave a testimonial, it takes a lot of work. How many times have you told someone at Taco Bell or McDonald's or at Lowe's, yeah, I'm going to go on the website and I'm going to put in a good word for you, as far as leaving a testimonial behind? It's not that easy. People forget. So for people to take the time to actually leave it, to me, that's a big deal. At least go to the website and read what people have to say. And with their 15% off that they're offering for this, Nutrient Survival, where at one time used to be one of the most pricier foods in the long-term food storage industry, is now, in my opinion, one of the lower cost foods, in addition to being the most nutritious kind of long-term food, survival food that there is in the market. So go check them out. If you haven't, you have a chance to save up to 15% or 15% all the way through the 20th of August for this payday prep. And what I'll do is every Friday that it's a payday prep for Nutrient Survival, I'll go ahead and let you all know. That way you can take advantage of it if you are looking to put away some long-term food storage. So let's see. What else? Who else do we have in the house? Trucker Hershey's in the house. I'm getting a whole bunch of ones. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That happens to be 10 minutes ago. So that lets you know how far behind I am already. Freedom-loving American Nana, how are you doing? F. Pierre is in the house. Good. F. Pierre, did you get your coin? I think I asked you this last week. I had to mail off another coin here a few days ago, and I forgot who it was for. But if I owed you a coin and it hasn't gotten to you, I mailed it off about 3 days ago, so you should be getting it soon. Stacy Mallory, that brings me to another thing, the coins. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that weren't here, and I'm sorry to be redundant for those of you that have been here, that have heard me say this before, but for those of you that don't know, one of the ways that we're going to help, that I'm hoping to help fund the turkeys this year for the food bank, is by doing a silver coin giveaway. This is the Alaska Prepper 2023 silver coin. Next time, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of it and bring it up so you can see it better. But this is a 10,000 silver coin Alaska Prepper 2023 edition, right? And what I'll be doing is I'll be giving away 10 of those in the very beginning of every month. So the 1st of September, I think we have a live stream. I'll be giving away 10 of those to all of the super chatters for the month of August. But I got something else to tell you. I reached out to my sponsors, and in addition to giving away 10 of those silver coins to 10 random super chatters for the month of August, we're going to be doing one grand prize giveaway. So it'll be, the grand prize is going to go to someone in the form of one of those coins and whatever the grand prize is, which will be a surprise. So whoever wins the grand prize, it will be a surprise. And it's going to be something good. It's going to be from one of our sponsors. All right, so you can think of all of the sponsors that I have on this channel. Simpure is one of them. Nutrient Survival is one of them. Oupes is another one. 4 Jars is another one. So we have about 4 or 5 different sponsors. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to include, for a grand prize, one of our sponsors' gifts that they're giving away in order for us to be able to raise money for the turkeys this year. All right, so I just wanted to throw that in there. And we're going to be doing that for September, October, and November. So the next 3 months, I'll be giving away 10 silver coins each month, along with one grand prize for whoever wins that month's grand prize. And that, hey, there's Poppy. Do you hear him? I'll be doing videos here in the bunker, and it's kind of cool when you hear him in the background if I'm doing a video, but sometimes he just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going, and I just have to stop for a few minutes. So I think that's his way of telling me to take a coffee break. Let's see. Hey, Copernicus, how you doing? Good to see you. Fran Moyer, how are you? Good to see you. Terry, Cool as Ice, how are you? Busted Beak. Chewbacca is in the house. How you doing? Cheesy Chow's Extra Cheese, all the way from Arizona. Amanda, how are you doing? Good to see you. Sue me. Sue me. No, thank you. Michael, how you doing? Good to see you. Hicka Homestead, Carolyn. Let's see. La Tora Johnson, how are you? Ann Palmer from the great state of Louisiana is in the house, along with Moldy Soldier. How are you doing? Let me see. Lou Jaramillo, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Have you heard, ladies and gentlemen, Los Angeles, California is expecting to have its first hurricane in like almost 100 years. I didn't even know that California had ever had a hurricane. But it makes sense that it was almost 100 years ago. Well, a little less than that. I believe it was 1936, the last time that Southern California got a hurricane or had a hurricane. So, ladies and gentlemen, get prepped up. You know about it now. If you have not heard about this, look it up. All right. Look it up on the internet. Verify that what I'm telling you is factual. All right, that I didn't get duped and now I'm telling you wrong information. Verify for yourselves that that's factual, that it's got validity behind it, and then get prepared. Make sure that you are prepared. We're talking about hurricanes, all right? Depending on the forces of that hurricane, from what I understand, is going to be pretty heavy winds. You may want to go get some plywood or some OSB and cover up your windows. That way your windows don't get smashed during the heavy winds. You may want to make sure that you have a small generator. If you don't already have one, go get a small generator. And if you do, make sure you have gasoline for it. All right. If you have solar generators, make sure that they are completely charged up. All right. So that you can have those things ready. Flashlights, water, some food, maybe a small stove that you can heat water and maybe warm up food in. These are all basic things that you should have for preparedness already. But if you don't, because maybe you just landed on this channel, then go ahead and have those things ready. Get a 5-gallon bucket. All of those things that I told you about, with the exception of like the solar generator, and gasoline and stuff like that. But flashlights, a small stove, like a jet boil, some freeze-dried foods, or just some canned foods, things like that. Have those things in a 5-gallon bucket, and you can have a hurricane bucket, or have 2 or 3 hurricane buckets with different things in them. All right. It's easy to do, ladies and gentlemen, but it's a lot easier to do now before it happens than while it's happening. Okay. So go and check that out for yourselves if you are living in Southern California. And Lou, go ahead and let us know. Put it all in caps. Let us know if you have confirmed that you are going to be getting hit down there with a hurricane. Frank family, how are you doing? Good to see you. City girl. E Wood, how are you doing? Hello, Lori. Good to see you. Janet 175. Denali, dude, how are you doing? Good to see you. Common Sense Karen, I like that. How you doing, Mimi? Good to see you. Professor JT, all the way from Kentucky, is here. A. Gauss, all the way from Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, today is your day, all right? I pretty much talked about what I wanted to talk about as far as, listen, it's not the end of the world. We're going through a cycle. We will survive this. However, do you want to survive it? Just survive it, or do you want to strive, right? If you want to strive, the time to get prepared is now, right? We will make it to the other side, but the question is, how will you be on the other side after you make it? Will you be just surviving, asking for a handout every chance you get because you didn't prepare? Or will you be striving on the other side because you decided to prepare now, and then you'll put yourself in a position to, when we get to the other side of whatever system it is that we're going to have, that you will be in a place where you can help instead of asking for help. All right. And that's what it's all about. That's what preparedness is for. It allows you to maintain the standard of living that you and your family are used to, all right, during a crisis. And then on the other side of that crisis, it allows you to continue to help neighbors and family and friends because they did not have the foresight to prepare. I understand some people say, I'm never going to help these people. I've been telling them to prepare time and time again. However, we have to remember that community is very important. All right. And if you have the foresight to maybe, and the resources to be able to prepare a little bit better so that you can help people, then me personally, that's the route that I choose to take personally. Right. And I'm not here judging anyone on their beliefs as far as whether they should help people or not. But me personally, yes, that's the route that I would rather take. I think in the long run, it just makes sense. Survival Buzz, how you doing? Lillian, how are you? Jennifer, how you doing? D Foley, I'm going to bring this down, ladies and gentlemen, because I keep getting farther and farther behind, all right? But if you do have any questions, and or if you have anything you want to share with the community, just put it all in caps. That's right. I knew it. Republic 1776. I won't forget now. Now, whenever I see your name, I'll think of SR, because that's how I know you. It's just like Miss Worm. Miss Worm, I know as Copernicus. Okay, that's how I know Miss Worm is. That's Copernicus. So that's what I still call her. So if you hear me say what's up, SR, you already know that I know it's you. Bama Bunny, how you doing? Isn't that something? Lamont Rob, first time I was notified. How you doing, Lamont? Good to see you, and thank you for being here. And yeah, that's going around, but I'm not going to complain about it. I did a video or two where I kind of like, was complaining about how things are, getting suppressed and stuff like that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is just the game that we agree to play whenever we decide to post content on YouTube. It's the system. Now, I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, if it changes at all. And it is what it is, right? We just got to deal with it. So thank you for being here. And if you want to join in on our live streams before winter starts, let me put it this way. Usually during the winter months, the months that are too cold for me to be outside doing stuff, I have a live stream every Friday and every Sunday. However, during the non-winter months, or what I like to call the building season, because that's usually what people do during the non-winter months is build stuff, then I usually have a live stream like every other Friday. So my next live stream will be not this next Friday coming up, but the Friday after. And then after that, I think we're going to be getting into every Friday. And then a month after that, every Friday and every Sunday, because it is starting to turn already. Ladies and gentlemen, winter is going to come early this year. Some of the leaves on the trees are already starting to turn brown. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe this. The other day I was sitting on my porch and I saw my breath as I was breathing out. I was like, wow. And it wasn't even like really early in the morning. It was like in the middle of the day. So I believe that winter is going to be coming a little earlier this year. Scrap Metal Raising, how you doing? Good to see you. Let's see. Happy Friday to LaTora. Good to see you, LaTora. That's a 2-for-1. Sean of Alaska, how you doing? All the way from Homer. Good to see you here. Mr. 107. Amanda, how you doing? SL. Look at this. Pat Small says, I just became a great-grandmother again of a beautiful baby girl. That is awesome. Congratulations. Amazing Grandma is in the house from Wisconsin. Let's see. Oh, congratulations, Yarn Prepper. That is awesome. Oh, man, let's pray that everything goes well. Everything will go well. Everything will go well. Look at this. How you doing, Lori? Good to see you. Happy Friday to you. Let's see. Bringing it down some because I'm really far behind. Okay, let's see. NC, how are you doing? Good to see you. Let me go ahead and say thank you before I forget to F. Pier. Thank you, F. Pier, for the turkeys. Awesome. Thank you. And good luck. Good luck to every one of you that leaves a super chat during our giveaway. And our giveaway for August super chats will be on the 1st of September, which is not next Friday, but the Friday after that. Okay, that will be our giveaway. And for those of you that weren't here, we will be giving away 10 Alaska Prepper coins, the 2023 edition, all right, this year's edition. And we will also be giving one grand prize that's going to go to one of the 10 that wins. And that grand prize will be told to you. I'll tell you what it is during that live stream. But it's going to be a nice prize from one of our sponsors, all right? And you know that all of the sponsors that I have, the prices are, not cheap. All right, so we got SimPure, who does reverse osmosis water filtration systems that I really like. We have, of course, Nutrient Survival, right? We have Oupes. We have 4 jars, and I keep forgetting the other ones that we have. But it'll be a nice prize, all right? So you will like it. Jennifer McDade, thank you very much, Jennifer. And let's see, Steve Gray. And now that Steve Gray leaves this super chat, it reminds me, for the giveaways, if you live outside of the United States, you will not be eligible for the grand prize. However, full stop. However, if you do win the grand prize and you live out of the United States, out of the borders, and they can't ship it to you, what I will do is this. I will send you the equivalent in dollars of whatever that grand prize costs to a PayPal. I can only send it to a PayPal. That's the only thing that I have, the way to send it to you, right? So if you have a PayPal, I'll be able to send it to you. If not, you can donate it to someone else that lives within the United States. And if not as well, then I can just redraw it and give it to someone else and then still send you the coin. All right, so that's what I can do, because I hope that everyone, that wants to enter, no matter where they win, can enter to win one of those. Oh, hey, Jeff Riffle, how you doing? Thank you, brother. Let's see, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. Who else do we have here? Faye Patterson, thank you very much. Hi from Puget Sound. Thrive, don't die. That's right. That's right. That's what preparedness is about, Faye. Yes, good point, Mario. Make sure, ladies and gentlemen, look, let me tell you this right now. And thank you, Mario. Let me go ahead and cover this with you right now, because I usually cover like once a month or so to make sure that if there's anyone new, that they understand where I'm coming from. I have a ladies and gentlemen's club that's like a membership, meaning that every month you pay, I forgot how much it is, $3.99 or $4.99, something like that. I have a Patreon where pretty much you pay a monthly fee as well, because you want to get access to early videos, which is pretty much what you get there. It's just access to early videos, sometimes from just a few hours and sometimes to a week or 2 weeks early before I put it out on YouTube. Now, this is my opinion. I can't tell you what to do, but if you do not walk into your pantry, if you can't walk into your pantry at home and see and say, wow, I've got everything that I need for a year. I got all the food that I need for a year. My preps are good to go. I've got electricity backup. I got a solar generator. I got a gas generator. I have all the preps that I need to make it through a short or even a mid to long-term crisis. Then, ladies and gentlemen, in all honesty, I really rather you not join the Ladies and Gentlemen's Club or Patreon or leave a super chat. I want you to have everything that you need first. Why? Because you have to take care of your house first, right? I'm a big proponent of us taking care of each other first and never going to the state or the federal government to take care of us, meaning that we take care of our own families first. And then if something happens where we cannot do that and we need help, we go to family, then church, then community. All right, that's how we do it in that order. And that will allow us to be a more resilient community, a more resilient state, and also a more resilient country if we all had that mindset. So thank you very much to all of you that do leave a super chat. And those of you that are in the Ladies and Gentlemen's Club or Patreon, that really does help, especially with YouTube, suppressing all the videos so much. But again, make sure that you take care of yourself first. That's a very good point. So thank you, Mario. What's that? Oh, I forgot to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, if that happens, skip it, because YouTube had put that as an option before, and now it's got it has like two options. And one of them is, do you want to place them yourself? Like, do I want to go ahead and put them in every so many minutes, or do I want to let them put them? So make sure that if you see that, skip it. Just skip the video, especially during a live stream. I don't mind putting an ad after the live stream is over and people rewatch it. I don't mind putting ads. But if you're on the live stream, just skip it. All right. And I apologize about that. I seen that for the very first time today. All right. It's like what I was saying about when I was talking about YouTube, I think here about 3 or 4 videos ago. I was saying YouTube wants to make money. Yes, I'll say content creators, for a lack of better words. But yeah, it's nice that content creators, make money on YouTube, because it does take a lot of time to make videos and a lot of effort. But YouTube wants to make money, ladies and gentlemen, and they're going to do whatever they need to do in order to make money. I'll go ahead and put this out there, but every once in a while I get to talk to someone from YouTube that gets assigned to me, like to help with the channel. And a lot of the times that they talk to you, they're concentrating on, hey, how can you earn more revenue? How can you get more super chats? How can you get more members? They're usually talking to you about things that will generate income for YouTube. Yes, they generate income for the creator as well, but those are the things that they concentrate on the most. So I apologize for that. Next time I'll see if I can at least just put it on where you can. I think I got it on where you can just skip the videos. Yeah, JT also. Just go ahead and skip it. I have to take a look at that. Sunset, how you doing? Good to see you. Raw LMC, how you doing? Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is a good point here for the newbies. All right. To the newbies, what Yarn Prepper is saying is that we use a delay. So instead of you being able to put chats right away after each other, we use like a 45-second delay. And what that does is it allows our live stream to remain family friendly. It allows our moderators to be able to catch anyone that comes on here trying to cause problems and put things on there that maybe be vulgar. All right, it allows our moderators to catch those things. And it also allows me to catch questions more easily instead of missing them. So if you do have a question or a comment you want to share with the community, go ahead and leave it all in caps. Busted Beak asked, "Hey Rudy, has Blue Eddie dropped off?" I don't know what you mean by that question. Has Blue Eddie dropped off? Are you asking if Blue Eddie no longer exists? Go ahead and ask me that question a little more in detail, because I just went onto the Blue Eddie site the other day, seeing if I can compare one of their big Blue Eddies to the Oupes, to the Mega 5 right here. This is the Mega 5. And I was comparing their big Blue Eddy that's about 5,000 watt hours, like this one is, to the Oupes Mega 5. I wanted to see, how good they were next to each other. And I'll tell you, go do your own research on that. But this one is definitely, from price to what it can do and everything, this is the one that I always will pick right here. The Mega 5 is awesome. All right, let's see. Thank you very much, F. Pierre. Let me go ahead and cash some more of these super chats before I miss them. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you, Margarita. Margarita, thank you so much. Look at this. Margarita, you've been a member for 31 months. That's amazing. Thank you. Tip Top Girl. Gobble, gobble, everyone. Thank you, Tip Top Girl. It's gonna be a hard one this time, Jeff. Thank you. I was looking at the turkeys and how much they cost, and I was like, holy smokes. I actually had one of our, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I'll go ahead and spill it. All right. I actually had one of our sponsors. I won't say who it is, but I will say who it is, during Thanksgiving. One of our sponsors actually purchased like 28 turkeys or close. No. It's going to end up being close to 50 turkeys, ladies and gentlemen. One of our sponsors is purchasing close to 50 turkeys for our Thanksgiving food bank giveaway. So I've always said that the sponsors that I have, even those where I like make a commission for whatever they sell, I've always said that I like to work with people that like to give back to the community. And I have to say that all of the sponsors that I work with, well, you can see for yourself. Look at what Oupes is doing. Oupes has the Oupes Help campaign that they're doing, where if someone's in dire straits and they really need financial assistance, that all they have to do is fill out a form where they ask for help, and then it gets reviewed. And then if they can, they will help. So Oupes is doing that, which is a good thing. I mean, Nutrient Survival, just take a look at everything they've done for our community, what good people they are. Genesis Gold Group, our last giveaway, Genesis Gold Group gave away 20 ounces of silver. Simpure, look at how much stuff Simpure is giving away, to our community. I like to pick sponsors that not only are selling a good product that I believe is good and that I myself would count on and use, but that also think about community. That's very important. And it comes through in the sponsors. So it's pretty awesome. Let's see. My Prepper Journey. Thank you, My Prepper Journey. And let's see, who is this? Republic. SR. Thank you, SR. I love making and eating turkey. Can't wait. Thank you, SR. I love turkey too. You know what my favorite part of the turkey is? Can anybody here guess what my favorite part of the turkey is? I bet you nobody will get it. Go ahead and put it down all in caps. See if I catch it. I'll give it a few minutes. Okay, I'm bringing it down because I'm really, really far behind. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm really super far behind. How far behind? Yeah, I'm like 15, 20 minutes behind, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Grip, how you doing? Jan is in the house. Jan, I just seen you. How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, SR has a question. What is forever chemicals? Also, people and family members think, okay, let's answer that first question as first. What are forever chemicals? It starts with a P, PFSAs, I think it is, or PFASs. But they're chemicals that are predominantly in our water supply. About 45% of the American population has water that's contaminated with forever chemicals coming out of their taps and or their wells. That's why I am such a big advocate of having a reverse osmosis water filtration system, because you just never know what it is that you're drinking. If you're drinking that water out of the tap, without filtering it first, ladies and gentlemen. So these forever chemicals are chemicals that are usually made from plastics and petroleum and stuff like that, I believe. All right, I'm not an expert in this, but these are chemicals that never go away. They're always going to be around, especially in a lot of the water, and people just don't even know it. And it's what I like to call slow kill, meaning that it's not going to kill you right away, but over time it'll really harm you enough to where you won't live, you know, as long as you would have otherwise. It's almost like if you were smoking without knowing that you're smoking. As far as drinking the water that has forever chemicals in it, without you treating that water or filtering it. All right, they're finding forever chemicals in fruits as well because of the water that's going in them. So it's a good thing for me, at least, that all I eat now is meat and cheese. Not trying to be funny, but they are finding it in fruits and vegetables as well. All right, so that's what forever chemicals are, SR. And SR also asks, also, people and family members think I'm weird or crazy because I prep. Plus, I can't open people's eyes up. My bro in service preps is okay. So, SR, some people you'll never be able to save and or convince. That is why I say that if you are able to prepare more than what you need so that you can help your neighbor, your friends, your family, your community, I say do it. Because in some cases, the people that will never change, that will never say, okay, I'm going to open my eyes and consider getting prepared, sometimes it's just not their fault. Indoctrination is a very strong tool that's used on us ever since we were kids. And some people will never wake up. To them, it's almost like climate change. It's kind of like a religion. They will never wake up to the facts, even if you put it in front of their face. So some people you'll never be able to save. However, if you're able to, so that you can help them when the time comes, I'm sure that if we were in some kind of a big crisis that's years long, I'm sure that you'd be able to use someone's help to weed your garden, or I'd be able to use someone's help to shovel snow in the winter. And those extra things that you stock up on now, you can use those things to help people by hiring them to do things for you that you otherwise can't do for yourself or don't have the time to do. So that's what I would do about people that just refuse to listen, that refuse to accept reality as we see it and get prepared for whatever it is that may come down the line. But the guarantee is this, is that something will be coming down the line. And if you're prepped, you're going to be one of those few, and I say few because not a very big majority of the American population is actually prepared, but you will become one of those few that will be able to help others. And again, I'll say it again because I see there's a few more people around, a few more people in the live stream. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think that helping others, even in times of crises where you're like, well, this is the preps that I put away. You know, I didn't go on vacation so I can have these preps while you were on vacation. We've heard all the reasons why not to help. But I think that maybe we ought to think about the reasons why we should help, if we can, because you have to take care of your family first. Salty Dog, how you doing? Awakened One from New Mexico, how are you? Stuart's Prepping is in the house. How are you doing? Good to see you. Suzanne E. Gallette, how are you? Nita Love, good to see you all. Russ Reed, how are you doing? Good to see you, Russ. Oki Khan. Wendy. Is that Alphonse Jolly? Alphonse, what is up? How you doing? Good to see you. Now, let's see. Okay. Bring it down some more. Oh, my goodness. Am I far behind? Forrest, how you doing, Forrest? Good to see you. You know, that's funny, Forrest, because you know what movie I have on queue to watch for tonight's relaxed movie? No, it's not Maverick. It's not Top Gun Maverick. And it's not Interstellar. It's Forrest Gump is what I'm going to be watching tonight. Let's see. Okay. Where are we at? Okay. Let's see. Lisa Bibby. How are you, Lisa? We are feeling blessed to have been able to order the Oupes. Oh, you ordered the Beast. Yes, the 2400. There it is right there. Where is it? Here's the 2400 right here. That is a very good machine. All right. The only thing that I take away from it, and I told Oupes, listen, you have to innovate. You can't stay stagnant. And then guess what? They came out with the Mega 5. And now they're coming up with one that's going to replace the 2400, but it's going to be a little bit better than the 2400 actually. But this is a very good solar generator. And so far, ladies and gentlemen, for me, they've stood the test of time. Believe it or not, these guys are here because it's been raining for like 2 days, but I'm always using these solar generators, especially the 2400 and the 1800. I usually have them outside because that's what I run my power tools on. The 1200 and the Mighty Mouse, so the 1200 and the Mighty Mouse right here, those I usually keep in here because I use them to charge my phone, my tablets, and things like that. It's just easier than trying to use an outlet. But yeah, it's a good thing. And that was a heck of a great sale, wasn't it? Man, it was such a good sale. Man, let me see some. You know what? This is really bothering me. Give me a second. I'm going to see if I can get in there and figure this out. And then you all let me know if it works. I hope that this doesn't lag the internet. Just a second. I need to get in here real quick. Okay. Content. All right. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm hoping that this is not lagging the internet, but I'm going into the actual live and seeing if I can turn that off. Oh, let's see if that works. See, it's not wanting to save. Okay. All right. Let me know here. Let's wait about 10 minutes and let me know if anyone gets another ad. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Wait about another 10 minutes and let me know if anyone gets another ad. All right. And see if that works. Because it only gives you 2 choices. And it says you can't skip them. I did skip the ads. You see, so some people can skip them, some people can't. And this is the thing. They're starting something new. And, you know, that's how it goes. That is terrible. You see, some people have only gotten 1 ad. And some people are getting a whole bunch of ads. Okay. Okay. Man, I am so far behind now. Who's your pioneer? How you doing? Whitney B, Never Look Back. How far behind? 442. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I see something here. Let's see. Linda Bob says, Pinball had the commercial problem during live streams and he had to call YouTube to get it taken care of. I just had my second commercial and missed what you said about the generators. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about 10 minutes behind, but let me know if you're still getting them, because I don't know what else to do if you're still getting ads. I really don't. Let's see. Nickel Stacking asks, are you sure that the world is not ending? Things are getting pretty bad. I would have to agree with you, Nickel Stacking. I believe that things are getting pretty bad, but I believe that they're going to continue to get worse. Things are going to continue to get worse, and they're going to get to a climax, in my opinion. And I'm going to put a time on it. I've put this time on it, I think like 2 years ago. Someone asked me when. I think that things will be at their very worst starting around 2024, 2025. So late 2024 into 2025, I think things will be really bad. Armageddon bad or Mad Max bad? No. What I mean by really bad is that they're going to be as bad as we've seen them probably in this generation, if not the last 2 generations. That's what I mean by that. All right. So I think in the next 1.5 to 2 years, things are going to be as bad as we've seen them in the last 50 to 60 to 70 years, the last couple of generations. Right. And then we're going to have to get through that time. We're going to be stuck in a really bad place for years, for 3, 4, 5, 6 years before we actually make it through to the other side, where we will be governed under a more fair and just system. But ladies and gentlemen, it's something that we're going to have to go through. It's almost like ladies, I've never had a baby, all right, and I don't identify as anything but exactly what I am, right? It's almost like birth pains. It's almost like the world is going to have to go through birth pains before we get to that next paradigm. And we all hope that that next paradigm, that next system that comes about after the end of this system, that it will be a more fair and just system for the average working person. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have to get through. So things, in my opinion, will continue to get worse, right? It's just not that it's going to drop off of a cliff from one day to another, from where we are today, like to Mad Max tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen. I honestly don't. So I don't want you to worry about those kinds of things. Like tomorrow is going to be Mad Max. I mean, I don't really watch a lot of prepper channels. I watch one here and there, and I try not to watch a lot of them because I really don't want to, be influenced by what they're saying. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to be influenced to do what I do on my channel by what other prepper channels are doing. So I don't watch a lot of them. I just happened to come across Gray Man's live stream the other day, and I noticed that I haven't been getting recommendations for his channel either. And I've got the bell, done on his, and I'm not getting recommendations for almost no prepping channels. But I still make it a point to go and watch at least one or two, like a video from one or two channels every day or every other day or so, to make sure that the YouTube algorithm will remember that I'm subscribed to them, right? Because that actually helps the channel out. Let's see. Okay. We're just now getting to the part over who knows what my favorite part of the turkey is. And someone says the turkey tail. No, it's not. the turkey thigh. Oh, the turkey thigh is very tasty, but no, it's not. Let's see. The Pope's nose. Oh, Jeff got it. Jeff got it. The neck. But it's got to be a big turkey. If it's a big turkey and it's got a big old neck, that is my favorite part. I think that is the most tender meat, the juiciest meat, and fattiest meat in the turkey. It's delicious. So it used to be that I was able to go to like the commissary, to the meat department, and they used to sell these huge turkey necks, but they haven't sold them in a long time. I haven't seen them there at all, like the last 3 or 4 times I've been to the commissary, where I don't go to the commissary that often, but I haven't seen them at all. But yes, the neck is my favorite. Anyone heard from B. Walker? I haven't seen her in a long time. No, I have not. I have not heard from B. Walker, and neither has Nutrient Survival. They've been asking me about her. They asked me about her a couple of times. That's it. But I have not heard of B. Walker. No, I mean, I could just only hope that everything's all right. And yes, Karen, you got it. The neck. Karen got it also. Let's see. Well, Dennis got it. Bell got it. I do like the gizzard, Sheila. I do like the gizzard. All right. A lot of you all got it. Yep. You must be the ones that really, really know me. Huh? Are you OGs? I do like the heart. I like the heart as well. I like the neck, the heart. The only thing that I don't like, I guess what you can call the entrails, the stuff that they take out, is I don't like the liver. I just don't like the taste of liver at all. I believe that's what that is, Yarn Prepper. The Pope's nose is the opposite side of that turkey. Let's see. Ultra Mega Prepper says the lips. Oh, goodness. All right, we have a question from Tip Top. Do you get to keep all of the monies from the super chats, or is there a better way to get money to you? No. YouTube, I believe, takes 30%. All right. However, that 30%, ladies and gentlemen, you could almost call that an advertising fee, because for every super chat that's left on a live stream, be it small or big, it can be a $1 or $100 super chat. For every super chat that's left, it actually helps the algorithm promote that live stream and that channel a little bit more. So in a way, you can call that 30% that YouTube is taking an advertisement fee. All right. So I do have a PayPal, but I only use that for like sponsors and stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen. But thanks for asking. And you know what? I do also have a what do you call it? A buy me a coffee account, and I could probably dig that account out. They do keep a small percentage. I could probably dig it out, but I think you can find it on my channel page. If you go to my channel page, I think it's the link is up there somewhere. Because every once in a while I get like a $3 donation from that, from someone that finds it from one of my old videos. Jeff likes the liver. Yuck. You know, the only thing that I really like the liver in, beef liver, is for those of you that don't know, I have my butcher, Tommy G's. I have him make me what I call warrior burgers, which are hamburgers that are like 30% fat and 20% fat. Let's see, 70% beef and then 10% liver. So he adds 10% liver to the hamburger, and I eat those once a week for dinner. So for dinner once a week, I'll eat a pound of warrior burgers, which are made up of 30% fat, 60%, it's a 60% beef, yep, and 10% liver. And I do that because liver has a lot of vitamins and nutrients in it. And being that all I eat is meat, then that gives me a lot of the nutrients that I need. And I haven't been really drinking or taking a lot of supplements, mainly because I want to check out my blood test the next time that I do my blood work. I want to see what it comes out as far as vitamins and minerals, because I haven't taken any supplements whatsoever. And my last blood work that came out really good for vitamins and minerals, and I wasn't really drinking or taking any supplements, excuse me. So I just want to see how long I can go before I start becoming deficient in anything by just eating meat and fish and butter and eggs and bacon and stuff like that. Faye, you got it. The neck it is. Let's see. Hey, thank you very much, Ellis. Thank you very much for that super chat or for that super sticker. Let's see. Strawberry, how are you? Rudy, how often do you freeze dry? How long does your filter last? Well, my freeze dryer didn't have a filter when I got it. All right, so it must have been an older model. And I don't freeze dry anymore because I've got all of the food preps that I need, with the exception of filling in the gaps. So what I did was I paid that freeze dryer forward to a friend. They didn't have a freeze dryer, so I asked them if they wanted it. And I gave it to them so that they can, start their freeze drying journey. So yeah, I don't freeze dry anymore because I don't have a freeze dryer anymore. I'm sure that if I wanted to, I can go freeze dry something in their house. But the truth is that I've got all of the meat freeze dried that I can store in my house. So I'm pretty good on that kind of stuff. How you doing, Kim's Cluckers? Good to see you. Let's see. Oh, really, man? You know what? I wish I could see that. Thank you, Kevin. My computer's acting up, I'll tell you. I wish that I could see that, but the program that I'm using, StreamYard, for the live streams, I can't see when someone does that. So thank you very much, Kevin. That is pretty awesome. Thank you for that. Jeff Rummel, in my opinion, that is a great thing that gold and silver are down. Because you can go and get some on the cheap. You have to wonder, when gold and silver go down in nominal value, what changed? Did the silver change? Did the gold change? Or did the dollar change, and those things that affect the value of the dollar, right? So, a lot of people think that silver is worth $23 an ounce, let's say. No, it's not. Silver is worth 1 ounce of silver. 1 ounce of silver is 1 ounce of silver. That's its value, all right? The nominal price has everything to do with the fiat currency that is nominally priced in, all right? And fiat currency is exactly that, something that has absolutely no value except what people think it's worth and the paper and ink that it's made with. That's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin, wow, Bitcoin is down thousands. I haven't really taken a look at the crypto sphere here lately, but yeah, Bitcoin is down thousands. Wow. That's well, I think that the dollar is getting a little stronger. The last time I saw the Dixie or the DXY the dollar was at like 103 point something, 103.55 or something like that. So that's more than likely why. Okay, see you, Evita. Have a good weekend. Oh, hey, thank you, Alphonse. Thank you very much for the super chat. Jeff Rummel says, had to purchase some silver. That's right. Yep. Thank you, Jeff. I mean, when it's on sale, you might as well get a few more ounces. It's not going to hurt. Think about it this way, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are tight on pulling the trigger on silver, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? But think about it this way. If you just go and get yourself 1 or 2 ounces of silver every time you get paid, right? So let's say you get paid every 2 weeks, which is usually how people get paid nowadays, like every 2 weeks. If every 2 weeks you went to a coin shop and bought 2 ounces of silver, all right, whatever it was, by the end of the year, you're going to have 52 ounces of silver. Think about that. And when you put that into perspective, that is a lot of silver. 52 ounces. Think about this. In the world today, above ground, meaning silver that's already been mined, silver that's, let me see, do I have any silver out here? Yeah. There's a silver coin that somebody sent me. One of you guys sent me this. So there's a silver coin that one of you all sent me, a peace dollar, right? So when you think about it this way, above ground silver right now, meaning that all of the silver that has been mined, right, and that it is currently in the silver form that you can hold, that is above ground, right now in the entire world is only about 3.5 billion ounces. So let's just call it 4 billion. Let's say there's 4 billion ounces of silver above ground that's already been mined in the world, all right? And you're sitting on 52 ounces of silver because you've been collecting it every 2 weeks for a whole year. Well, if you take all of the silver that's ever been mined in the entire, that's ever been mined that's above ground, because a lot of that silver has evaporated into dust from industry, right? And can be recovered at a reasonable price. So right now there's, let's say, 4 billion ounces that you can actually hold, right? If you divide that into the number of people that are on Earth, which is about 8 billion, that means that right now, if we took all of the silver that exists in the physical form and divided it evenly amongst all the humans, every human being on Earth would only have about half an ounce of silver. Half an ounce, okay? That's it. And here, after 1 year of you getting 2 ounces every 2 weeks, you got 52 ounces of silver. Think about it that way. You will have a lot more silver than the average person could ever have if you just buy 2 ounces every payday or every 2 weeks. I hope that made sense. Franny Cascadia, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh man, I am super far behind. If you're not a regular here on our live streams, you're going to hear me say I'm super far behind a lot. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to be watching later on tonight. Life is like a box of chocolates. Thank you very much for that, Kevin. That is so awesome. Thank you. Man, my computer is like really, really laggy. I hope it's not coming off that way over there. Let's see. Joyful Orange says, I finally watched Forrest Gump. Boy, I made a mistake the other day. I watched the movie We Were Soldiers. And boy, I'll tell you what. It was a mistake for me because, man, when I watch movies like that, movies that were based on real events that have to do with war and suffering, it just really, really bothers me as to how governments get away with the things that they get away with. Let's see. Jeff says, lots of Floridians on tonight. Port St. Lucie here. Well, I guess there's a lot of neighbors for Jeff over here on today's live stream. Wait a minute. Crazy Backyard. Hey, are you all getting another ad? What time is it? Okay, I'm going to bring this. If you ask a question and I missed it, it's because I'm just going to bring this all the way to the bottom, okay? Can you please let me know if you're still getting ads? I'm all the way to the bottom. I'm completely caught up. Let me know if you've gotten an ad in the last 10 minutes, let's say, okay? And I'm going to keep it in the bottom there. Let me see. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Scott. Got a job yesterday. Thank you, man. Congratulations, brother. That is so awesome. Man, that is so awesome. Let's see, man. That's great. Congratulations, brother. Children Munitions. Hey, Rudy, just jumping in because I woke up. LOL. Bless you as well. Thank you. Let's see. Cindy Pest. Man, it's going to be a lot of typing because what I do with these super chats, I put them all on a spreadsheet, right, by hand, and then I do a random selection. But I'm not complaining, but it's going to be a lot of typing. But thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You're all very generous and kind. Thank you. Just a little something to pass along to your thoughtful charity. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a great night. Thank you. Let's see. And I think I said hello to Ellis Baxter, but hello and thank you again, just in case I missed you. And let me see where we're at now. Okay, so I hope no more ads here. Okay. No ads. Okay. So I was able to shut it down. Good. Thank you for that. And thank you for letting me know also. Gunny Sergeant 67, originally from Alaska, but living now in Jacksonville, Florida. Well, thank you very much. Hua to you. Good to another Floridian. And here's another Floridian. Evita. Listening while waiting for my son. By the way, I would have to flip you for the turkey neck. There's another turkey neck lover. And no ads. Okay, thanks, guys, for letting me know that. Let's see. Emmanuel, how are you doing, Emmanuel Bravo? How is Papi and his ladies doing today? Your YouTube brother. They're doing great. I mean, I keep them on treats. I'm always giving them treats, giving them leftovers. They love mealworms. They fight over those mealworms. But one of the funniest things that I like to do, and this may sound mean, but every once in a while, when I'm trimming a steak, if the steak has a lot of fat, like a whole bunch, I'll cut a little bit off because then when I'm cooking it, it wants to make a fire, right? With all that fat. So I'll trim some of it off and I'll throw a piece. Even though I've got like a lot of little pieces, I'll throw one single piece in there so that I can see them fight over it. And they don't fight over it, but it's so funny because one chicken will grab it. One of the hens will grab it and start running, and they're all chasing after her. And eventually they all end up tearing up that piece, but then I'll throw in the rest. But they love that fat from the beef. They love that stuff. But I give them mealworms. I give them scratch. You know, I give them some corn that I soak in water. I give them some wheat berries. I give them rice. They usually get one treat a day, and then they have their regular food, right? So usually whenever they see me or hear me coming up to the fence, they know what I'm there for, and I go ahead and hook them up with their treat. Yes, Lori, you're 100% right. We have an awesome community. Let's see. Man, we're already over an hour, ladies and gentlemen. Hot dog. Time is just flying. Okay, good. The ad situation is taken care of. Hey, we have an ad here. Okay, Brian Baca. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. Brian Baca has his own ad, and it is hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know how many likes there are. I can't see it from this program. Let's see. Good question, Virginia. Getting my first solar generator, which to run my fridge. Well, I can tell you right now, this one right here, the 1200, will run a refrigerator, right? Because it will do 1200 watts continuous. However, it has 997 watt hours, I do believe, right? So it'll run your fridge continuously, probably for about 10 to 12 hours, depending on how often your refrigerator cycles. After this 1200, you have an 1800, which I don't have here because I was using it outside for my power tools today. You have an 1800 that looks like this, but a little bit bigger, which has a battery size of 1438 watt hours, I believe. So about a little less than half bigger than this one is right here. Right? That one will probably run your fridge for about 15, 16 hours. This one right here is the 2400. This 2400 has 2,232 watt hours. So that will probably run your fridge for probably about a full 20 to 24 hours, depending on how often the compressor cycles on and off, which would depend on how often you're opening and closing the fridge, right? So that's a pretty basic understanding of how long those would. The Mega 5 is the biggest one that Oupes offers, and it's 5,040 watt hours. That thing will run your fridge for days, right? But obviously, the prices for the smaller units are obviously going to be lower than the prices for the bigger unit, right? So you just have to figure out what you want to budget to make the purchase, how long. Like, for example, let's say that you're wanting it to run your refrigerator, freezer, things like that during a power outage. Well, take a look back in like the last 2 or 3 years. How many power outages have you had where you live? Do they happen often? Are they very frequent? And when they do happen, do they normally last for like days, or do they normally last for like, several hours, or do they only normally last for like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 hours? So if you can answer that question and say, let's say, for example, that, well, they only normally last like 2 or 3 hours. Check it out. That 1200, that one's perfect to run a refrigerator. If that's what you normally have, power outages of 2 or 3 hours. Now, if they normally last like a full 12 to 18 hours, I would definitely get the 2400. And if they last days, I would definitely get the Oupes Mega 5, right? And depending on where you live, if it's a sunny location, then definitely get some solar panels that will help to supplement the energy coming in the longer that you have a power outage. So I hope that makes sense the way that I put it. But, it's the kind of a question of which one should I get. It really depends on a lot of different factors. Let's see here. This is a great question, Keisha. Man, I don't know why this is not working when I say. Let me see. Okay, here it is. Keisha asks, is there a test you can buy to test for botulism? I think that there is. I have to look that up. I heard or saw something that said that there's some kind of a test for testing botulism. So I'll have to take a look at that later on when I have the time. Let's see. That is a great recommendation. That's going to be so much fun. I'm going to have to do that. I think I'm going to go to my friend's house, Gary and Teresa, and see if they can hook me up with another piece of cabbage, another cabbage, so I can do that. Plus, their cabbage is awesome. And guess what? I can eat cabbage. All right. I can eat cabbage. It doesn't affect my blood sugar at all, which makes me very happy. But I don't eat it all the time because I don't want to, get used to it. I mainly feel better, and I'm mainly better overall just eating meat. So I don't want to make it a habit, but maybe once in a while for a treat, just like the chickens, once in a while for a treat. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Amazing Grandma says, how about my deep freeze? Amazing Grandma, if you're asking about how long will a solar generator run your deep freeze, freezers that are just freezers actually are better on electricity use than refrigerators, because freezers usually are kept shut a lot longer because you don't have people coming in and out of their freezers like you do a refrigerator. So a freezer will probably last a lot longer. Like, for example, that 1200 is probably going to end up powering a freezer a lot longer than it would just a refrigerator, because you're not always opening it and closing it. All right, let's see. Oh, hey, thank you very much, Joshua. Thank you for that, Joshua Ryman. Thank you for helping me to refocus on what is most important in these dark days and reminding me that this season won't last forever. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you very much. I really appreciate those statements. And I get emails like that as well, and I really appreciate that. So thank you. What we have to remember, ladies and gentlemen, is that even our bad experiences in life, and trust me, We've all had bad experiences. I've had my share, and I'm sure you have too. But even those experiences in life that maybe we don't consider great experiences, we have to be thankful for those as well, right? And this is my opinion 100%. But I believe that us being put on this earth is a gift, right? And the gift is not necessarily being on the earth, but being able to experience this world. That is a gift. And therefore, even the experiences that you have that may be not 100% positive experiences, even those experiences help to shape you into the person that you are to become. So even though at this time, that hardship that you may be going through is a hardship, a real hardship, and you're like, goodness gracious, when am I going to have a break? Why me? 10 years down the road, that hardship that you went through actually helped you to become that person that you will be, and therefore that person that you are. So, that's the way that you look at it. And I know it's easy to say when I can't stand here and say that I've recently went through something really terrible, like so many people in the world have and are going through right now. But that's how I feel about hard times. It's how I feel about not feeling sorry for yourself, not being a victim or playing the victim mentality as to why me, why me, why me, instead of just standing up and saying, okay, this happened. Now, what can we learn from it, and what can we do in order to make it better? And that's just how I feel about, the fact that bad things happen to good people all the time. But if we turn into a world where we're always playing the victim, then, ladies and gentlemen, we would never accomplish anything. Why? Because the world would be a victim in itself. So anyways, I don't want to get too deep into this, all right? But thank you very much. Let me see. Gunnery Sergeant says, AP, I started buying silver in October 2007. Nice. And bought at least 1 ounce, if not more, a month. And this month, I finally finished a full monster box of American Silver Eagles. And that is awesome. I wish I had a monster box of American Silver Eagles. That is awesome. Congratulations, man. You see what I mean, ladies and gentlemen? Look. But the naysayers are going to say this, right? This is a great statement, all right, or a testimonial from Gunnery Sergeant. But the naysayers will say, yeah, but look at that. It took him 16 years to collect that monster bucks. That's right. But guess what? If he never would have started, he wouldn't be saying this right now. That is incredible. Awesome. Good for you. I just ordered, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I actually ordered this. This was not solicited to me from a vendor so that I can review. I actually ordered something so that I can review myself that is pretty interesting. Someone sent me the link to I don't even know what to call it, but it's a small machine that makes something for you that allows you to make water potable. It allows you to clean water. And the machine is like this big. It's like the size of a cassette tape, if you remember that. And it allows you to make water potable no matter how dirty the water is. So I cannot wait to get that so that I can try it and review it. And it's not even that expensive. It's less than $100 or about $100, something like that. But it's enough so that you can make, I think it was like 320,000 liters or gallons of water with one battery charge. Incredible. So we really have to take a look into that. And what's so nice about that is that I found out that we have a place here not far from where I live that actually tests water for you and gives you the results like within a week or so. So I'll be able to test it. There you go. Daughter of the King of Kings says, Oupes got a hold of me for the help. Pray. For the help. Pray I just need to send some certain paperwork. That is awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know that. That is awesome. I hope that it works out for you. Yes, and that's why I partner with Oupes, ladies and gentlemen, because I like businesses that give back to the community. This is a good question, Cindy, but I may not have the answer you're looking for. Cindy asks, what size solar generator for a water pump for a well? Thank you. Thank you for the question. So it depends if your water pump is 24, what do you call it? 24 volts, or if it's just like 110, right? No, not 24, 240. It depends if your water pump is 240. I'm thinking solar panels here. It depends on whether your water pump is 240 or 110, 120 volts. All right. If it's 110, you can power it with the Oupes 2400 easily. All right. And the reason I'm saying Oupes 2400 is because usually water pumps are probably around 1,000, 12, 1,300 watts. And you can do that with the 1800, with the one that's a little bit smaller than this one. But I rather just get one that's going to have a lot of extra energy for that water pump to make sure that it's going to actually work. So the 2400 should be fine if it does 110 volts, right? If it's 240, then you should be able to power with the Oupes, because the Oupes Mega 5 has a 30 amp. You can't see it from here, but it has a 30 amp outlet. All right, so you should be able to power with that one. But you really do have to check. And what I would do if I were you is, if you're interested in purchasing one of these or any other solar generator to power your pump, before you make the purchase, either call or send an email to their customer service and ask them that exact same question, and they should be able to get with their engineers and give you an answer, right? They should be. I know that Oupes would. If you send Oupes an email to their customer service and ask them that same question, they would get back to you, and because they'll ask an engineer. But more than likely, they will come back and ask you, hey, is your pump a 110, or is it a 240? They'll probably ask you that, and then they'll come back and tell you what you can use. Let's see. NC says, I was considering a chest freezer. I was told that a 7 cubic foot is more efficient than a 5 cubic foot. Is that right? I really don't know. I've had a 5 cubic foot before, and it was very efficient. I mean, I think that the only thing I can think about is that the 7 cubic foot has more frozen things in it. It's the only thing that I can think about than the 5 cubic foot. So, I mean, but you can do the math by taking a look at the wattage usage for those models separately and seeing which one is rated to be more efficient. But I really can't tell you from personal experience, and see. Let's see. Good question. Lisa Bibby. Rudy, what gauge extension cord do you recommend to power a refrigerator from a generator? So what I would recommend is the thickest gauge that you can, right? So if you can get an AWG, let's say a 10 gauge, that is going to be more efficient than a 15 amp, which is, I think, 14 gauge. I think 15 amp is 14 gauge or something like that, right? But I would definitely get the thickest one that you can get. Why? Because it's more efficient and it's a lot safer. However, to power a refrigerator? To power a refrigerator is only, I would say, at the most, you have to have a gigantic refrigerator or a very, very old refrigerator in order for it to use, I would say, more than 700 or 800 watts, right? So pretty much any extension cord that you get out there, I think that the cheapest extension cords I've seen were like 16 gauge, which are like 13 amps, right? Even a 13 amp is more than plenty to handle like 1,000 watts. So, pretty much any extension cords. But rule of thumb for me is try to get the thickest one, the one that's the lowest gauge number, which is the thickest, because they are more efficient and they are safer. And you can use them for other things than just the refrigerator if you ever need to. Okay, bringing it down some. I must be so. Oh, look at that. I'm not that far behind. Great question. Angela Lan asks, what is a monster box? A monster box is referred to a box of 1 ounce silver coins, either from a mint or from a private, mint. And when I say either from a mint, for like the U.S. Mint, the ones that make silver eagles, it is a box that has 500 silver eagles in it. So a monster box is a box that has 500 silver eagles in it. That's what Gunnery Sergeant was referring to when he said that he built up to a monster box, that he built up to a box of 500 1 ounce silver eagles. All right, bring it down. Hey, check this out, lady. Hey, where are my moderators? Why are you not taking care of this? Oh, that's awesome. Super chats. Oh, I'm sorry if you're having problems with the super chats. There you go. 25 tubes of 20. That's what it is. Okay, all right. Let's see. I'm working my way down. That's a good recommendation. Just buy a solar power pump. Problem is, what happens when you don't have solar? What happens when you don't have sun? For example, here it's been overcast for like the last 3 days. It's been raining, not very much sun. So, yes, a solar pump is great, right? You can use that, but I would definitely, if not have a solar generator, definitely at least have a gas generator. And I've always advocated that before you get a solar generator, that you have a gas generator first, right? Because you can control having or how much gasoline you have, but you really can't control whether the sun's going to shine through the clouds or not, for a certain number of days or when you need it the most. You can't really control that. $15 amp, yeah. Let's see here. Mary says, man, this is really lagging. Okay. I don't know if that's going to pop up or not. There it is. Mary says, government trying to tie down or stop church community food pantries. Really? I haven't heard about that. How are they doing it? Are they doing through regulations? Farmed and Dangerous. Yes, I have. And that's a pretty awesome song. All right. I not only do I like, well, let me read it for those of you that may not be watching. AP, have you listened to Oliver Anthony's Richmond North of Richmond yet? Yeah, I listened to several times. But what I like more about just listening to it is just watching the video and watching that gentleman. And his name is what? His name is Oliver. Watching Mr. Anthony sing it, because he sings it with real soul. And when I watch him sing it, it's like picture perfect American, hardworking American man, a hardworking American man voicing out his grievances against his government. That's pretty much what he's doing. And, it's a perfect picture of him doing that. Yeah, there you go, Steve Gray on that pump. It depends if it's 110 or 220. Hey, Gunny, the one thing about the Jackery is that I've never been able to review a Jackery of any kind. Man, this is so far behind as far as lagging. Look at that. I've never been able to review a Jackery of any kind, but somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, because I've heard that Jackery is made by the same company that makes the Blue Eddy. And the Blue Eddy, in my opinion, for the most part, is a very good solar generator. I think that they're more advanced models. I really don't like them too much because a lot of them are only have an LCD screen to push, and that's it. They don't really have buttons. And then if you've been here for a while, you know that I really like buttons. I really like being able to have a button to push. That way, if that LCD screen stops working when you're trying to push something, that you still have buttons. So if it has both, then that's good, even better. Redundancy is always good. But I've never been able to review the Jackery 2000 or any Jackery whatsoever. Okay. Thanks, Yarn. Yeah, I have not heard about this. Maybe I'll have to look into it. I haven't heard about that. And I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they did. Yeah, JT, I didn't think that was real prepper nurse one. I didn't think that Ed was coming over here trolling me. Thank you, though. Thank you very much to our mods. Yeah. Hey, whatever you get, you can get whatever you want. Mini monster box, you can get a monster box, but just start. Right. I would never tell someone, yeah, just start off by getting a whole monster box. Hey, if you can afford it, if you got tens of thousands of dollars, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you have tens of thousands of dollars that you want to put into precious metals, use my ITM trading link. Right. ITM trading, what I like about them is that they say that if you don't hold it, you don't own it. Right. Genesis Gold Group is also another one of my partners that I partner with, but I also like to send business down ITM trading. Why? Because I like competition. Right. So you should always be looking at more than one or two or three or four or five different businesses that you want to do business with as far as precious metals. If that's what you're looking for, you should always be looking at several different ones. So whatever I have in my link, don't just look at those. Right. I recommend them because I've worked with them for a while and they're pretty trustworthy and they've been good to us as far as the community. But look at others. Look at others that you find yourself. Look at others that maybe are from other YouTube channels that you follow. Look at them and compare them and see which one do you feel best about and which one specifically does not pressure sell you and which one wants to educate you instead of just selling to you. ITM trading is great at educating people and letting the people that they educate make their own mind up on whether they want to do business with them or not. But they will always be there to answer your questions, and that's what I really like about them. Let's see, nickel stacking. Alaska has 1 day of 24-hour dark. Well, pretty much there's like a whole month and a half or 2 months during the middle of winter where we're pretty much dark 24 hours a day. And I mean, we have a few hours a day, like 3 hours a day, where it's not pitch dark, but it's kind of like, like during the summertime when it starts getting, during the fall, when it starts getting dark around 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening, and it's pretty dark outside, but you can still see without a flashlight. Those 2 or 3 hours during the middle of winter, that's when it's not dark. All right. But the rest of the days is dark pretty much all day long. And those are usually the coldest times of the winter, right around December, January time frame. Let's see. Okay, we are getting towards the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. We're at what? We're at about an hour and a half. And look at that. I just got skipped really good. FP, I don't know. I don't hear Poppy. I hope they're all right. They might be taking a nap. They've taken a real good liking, a real big liking to the actual chicken coop, the indoors part. So I actually have to build their boxes either this weekend or next week because it is starting to get a little chilly and the ladies are going to start laying eggs here, hopefully in about another month and a half or two. So I got to get their boxes done and taken care of. Hey, that's great, Hedge. Hedge says, I switched my 401k over with Noble Gold. Very easy and no pressure. And that's what I look for. All right. Recommendation, no pressure, and make sure that you check them against several others to make sure that you're making the best decision for you because you're the one that has to live with the consequences, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Michael's doing really, really good. He is getting so big. Oh, nice. You purchased your first gold from SD Bullion. That is awesome. Oh, let's see. Farmed and dangerous. Yeah, there are, but I'm not the one that would talk to you about that. Give them a call and see what they tell you. Okay. Because I can't really talk about that on the internet. Why? Because it's the internet. That's why. Let's see. Yeah, good point, Tip Top Girl. There are tons of fake silver and gold coins hitting the market out there. Get yourself a test kit. Absolutely. I got myself a tester. It was pretty pricey, but I got one nonetheless. I was at the coin shop here just a couple of days ago talking to Jerry and Dick, and they told me that they're on the rise, that the fake coins are on the rise. They come from China mainly. Mainly they come from China is what I was told. So yeah, absolutely be careful. Do business with someone that you really trust. Thank you, Bill G. Maybe new stackers should start with the silver buffaloes as the premiums on. Oh, absolutely. I agree, Bill G. So, Bill G, what I would say to that is if you're buying like one coin or two coins every couple of weeks, it might be, you might be all right with, spending the premium on silver. If you're buying a whole bunch, then definitely I would just buy 999 silver. That's generic, bullion rounds, right? But yeah, the premium on eagles are ridiculous, and they've actually gone down. The premium right now, the last time I checked, I think it was like $8. I think it's $8 over spot. Ridiculous. Where the premium for regular bullion coins, not coins, rounds, generic rounds, I think it's like $3 or $2.50, something like that. So yeah, real big difference on premium. I love the silver eagle. I think it's a beautiful coin. I think everyone should have, a few of those just because they're silver eagles. But if you're just stacking to preserve wealth, then there's no reason for you to have a whole bunch of silver eagles. I just think they're beautiful because they're our coin here. But yeah, good point. Hey, what's up, Ed? I knew that wasn't you, Ed. I knew that wasn't you. Let's see. This is the real Prepper Nurse One, ladies and gentlemen. That troll was on my channel using my name. Thank you for letting us know. And hey, ladies and gentlemen, go check out Prepper Nurse One if you haven't seen his channel. I've been subscribed to Prepper Nurse One, Ed, forever, man, for the longest time. So go check out his channel. All right. Hey, Paul Sargent is in the house. How you doing, Paul Sargent? Well, you know what time it is, ladies and gentlemen? It's about time for us to call it good for today. We're about an hour and a half, and let me take a quick drink. And my voice is starting to get a little scratchy. Oh, let's see. Hedge 774 says that the 10-gram bars are a bargain right now. I'm assuming that you're talking about 10-gram gold bars. And I'll tell you what, gold took a nice little hit here this last month. That is a godsend. Because right now, I think the last time I checked, it was like 1917 or something like that. Great price for gold. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the nominal price for gold and silver is going to have to go up. And the only thing that means is not that you're going to get rich. It's just that it's going to keep up with inflation. It's going to preserve your purchasing power. It's not made for you to get rich. Gold and silver is just money. That's all that gold and silver is. It's just money. It's made to store your purchasing power, to store your wealth. That's what it's made for. All right. So it's not for making you rich. But the nominal price is going to have to go up. As long as we are still in the Federal Reserve note, i.e. the dollar system that we're in now, then the price of gold and silver have to go up, right? It has to. It has no choice, because gold and silver, especially gold, is more of a barometer for the value of the dollar. It allows you to know how good or bad the dollar's value is actually doing. That's what gold does. It keeps the dollar in check. Why do you think that the powers that be cannot let the real price of gold, the real price of silver, find its fair market value? They can't do it, because if not, the dollar wouldn't exist anymore. It would dethrone the dollar. Why? Because it's real money. All right. If we go into a different system, then I think that you will find that gold and silver will actually increase in value. All right, ladies and gentlemen, because the real value of it is a lot more than what is being stated now by the system in which we are governed by, financially, that is. All right. So, meaning that if you don't have any, you may want to go and take a look and see about getting a little bit, even if it's a silver dime a payday. Even if it's a silver dime or two silver dimes a payday, right? I'll tell you the story about the pizza delivery guy. And this is a story that I read a few years back. This pizza delivery guy, every single day after he got out of work, he took his tip money and he used to go buy 5 silver dimes. He did this for years. Do you think that after years of doing that, he had a lot of silver dimes? Absolutely, he did. And this was back when junk silver was selling for like $5 face value, right? Where now it's selling $21, $23 face value. So think about that. Okay, good night, ladies and gentlemen. I see that a few of you are calling it quits for tonight, and I am getting ready to do the same. So, hey, listen, I want to go ahead and welcome those of you that are new to the live stream or new to the channel, meaning that maybe you subscribed in the last couple of weeks. Go ahead and type in "I am new" in all capital letters. Type in "I am new" in all capital letters, and during our outro, we'll go ahead and shout you out by putting your name on the screen and welcoming you to our community. All right. So having said that, listen, I hope that you have a great weekend. I should have a review video of a pretty decent solar generator that I actually reviewed. Very decent and not a bad price. Right. Hopefully coming out tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. If not, I'll probably bring you some news videos as well, because I didn't do any news today. I was doing some other stuff. But having said that, it's Friday. Let's do our Friday safety brief. Just don't drink and drive. All right, don't drink and drive. Be responsible. Don't ruin your life or someone else's life because you want to have a little bit of fun for a few minutes, and then you forgot to be responsible by not bringing a designated driver or bringing money for a cab or an Uber, etc., etc. Don't drink and drive. Make it home safe. Have a great weekend, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you very much for all of your support every single time that I put up a video. I want to thank you very much for showing up during our lives. And God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. And stand by for our outro and say that you're new if you're new. That way we can shout you out. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen.